The Ancient Magus Bride, Episode 19, Any Port in a Storm. What is going on, party people? It is I, Preshow, back at it once again with another review for The Ancient Magus Bride, Mahotsukai no Yome. Now, I know this is going up extremely late. I was in Texas over the weekend. I mentioned this in my previous video, and even last week, but I feel the need to reiterate it. Don't worry. Next Saturday, we're going back to our usual schedule, and I will get it up on time. But again, I apologize for this video going up extremely late. And thank you for all the encouraging feedback, especially you, Lily Luck, for, just saying like, oh, it'll be all right. You know, you're cool. Don't worry. You're all good. You don't have to get these things up the second the episode is over. So that was really reassuring, and it helped me out quite a bit. I wasn't freaking out too much about it. But this episode, I definitely was freaking out about. There is so much to talk about here, and a lot of stuff that I really just... Man, this review is actually hard. I'm not gonna lie. This is actually a difficult review to piece together. Now, I originally recorded a reaction, but something happened to the file. I don't know what was going on. Like, it just wasn't letting me... OBS was being weird. That's a program I use on my computer. Just wasn't letting me end the recording for some reason. Hopefully this video is better. But it was a slow episode until like the last 2 minutes. So I wasn't really, it didn't bother me too much that I couldn't get the reaction up. It would have taken a lot longer anyway. But the last 2 minutes of this episode, my lord, what is happening? So, little recap. Carthophilus has taken the dragons from Linda, or... I thought he took multiple dragons, but I don't know if he has more than one. I'm not sure, but we see this dragon here. I wish the dragon had a name. Probably does, but just can't remember it, or it wasn't mentioned in this week's episode or the last week's episode, so it's just a mystery at this point. So, capture the dragon, put the dragon up for auction, which I don't think it was his intention. I don't think he's trying to sell this dragon. I think there's more to it than that. I think he was predicting the outcome of what happened, and this is what he wanted. This dragon to break free, turn into the slushy stuff and melt out of the cage, and then form back up into this giant monstrous creature and blow flames everywhere and basically destroy London, or at least that's what his plan is. But obviously Chise and Elias and the gang are going to have to do something about it. And speaking of the gang, let me tell you. Okay, so throughout this series, they have been developing these characters, developing Chise, developing Elias, Alice, Renfred, all of these characters, and now they're kind of done. Like, that's kind of it. Like, they developed them, and now they're just kind of relishing in that development, and that's a privilege. That really is. That is an absolute privilege, and that's them basically saying, we worked hard to get these characters going, now let's get them going, and that is 2 thumbs up, absolutely, just awesome. I love it when you get it, when series get the chance to do that, and just like, you know what, we're good on just building these characters. Now let's just watch them play. Let's just have them interact with each other and have them give this banter back and forth. Like, it definitely feels like this is kind of like the final arc of the series, or like at least the last big thing that's going to happen, the last big story arc, and it's awesome. It really is. It's so cool seeing all these characters arguing with each other. That moment between Elias and Renfred when he grabs him by his collar and he's like in his face, talking about the college and how he's not responsible for her fate and everything, and then his back and forth with, or the other guy, the assistant guy, his back and forth with Alice, how she was like, oh, I tread my own path, or the paths just appear wherever I want to tread, and that was really cool. I really, really like Alice as a character. It was excellent. The character interactions were just absolutely excellent. Probably the best part about this episode, aside from the last 2 minutes, which made me almost like start crying because they were just so intense. And how this episode opened too, seeing Carthophilus like cutting these people open. I don't know what was really going on there. It was kind of like a flashy kind of scene. There was some blood, there was some gore. Definitely felt a little tense. I was like, what is going on? Like, I was losing my mind there. And then, of course, we got that really crappy opening that kind of just ruined that scene. No, I'm joking, but I really don't like that opening. But that was a really interesting way to open this episode, and a very interesting way to set the tone of this episode. I'm not going to lie, this is not my favorite episode of the series. We have gotten episodes that are far better, in my opinion. But in terms of tone, this is my favorite episode. In terms of it just feels like this is, like, it shows confidence. Like, they're done just kind of like pandering around with character development. Now they're just telling a story, and that is awesome. And that goes into the tone, and all is my favorite part about this episode, and to me makes it one of the better episodes in the series, if not the best, when it comes to the actual tone itself. As I mentioned in the beginning of this, I'm sorry if you hear sirens outside. It's New York City, one of the loudest cities in America. It's hard to record, but the mystery. What is going on here? The mystery in this episode really just, it has me scratching in my head. There's so much happening here. Whether you're talking about the dream sequence with Chisei and Joseph, like he's hurting for some reason. He has no eyes. What is the purpose of that? Does that have something to do with this? Why didn't she mention this to the group? Really interesting there. And then there's these characters like Seth. Not really familiar with Seth. I don't really know who that is. I don't know if the name sounds familiar. And the way he looks is familiar as well, but like I'm just not sure what that has to do. Like I don't know. Like forgive me if I'm not remembering or recalling correctly that character, but I don't remember him. And then there's these other assistant guys. There's a guy with white hair and the dude with like the freaky Tori, I think was his name. And there's Adolf. Those characters, like where do they come from? What is their purpose in this? Like there's just a lot of weird stuff happening, and this episode moves really, really fast. And then at the end, there's the girl that's like talking in her ear. Who is that? Who is that girl? And why? How is she able to do this? How is she going to help them? It's just a stacked episode. And I say that I'm lost, but this isn't necessarily a bad thing. I actually like this. Just kind of piecing together and figuring this stuff out is fun to me. And of course, when you're making YouTube videos and you have people commenting down below and giving their thoughts on it and their input on it, it's definitely really, really fun. That's really what makes the show so special, in my opinion, is just talking about it with everybody. And it's definitely increased my enjoyment overall. But this episode specifically, I want to talk about. And speaking of that, please comment down below and give me your thoughts on this week's episode of Mahotsukai no Yome. Especially you, Lily Luck, please come through. I need your help here. I need some kind of closure. I need some answers. Don't spoil it, of course, but I need to know what's going on. If you don't know Lily Luck, she's awesome. She's commented on like all my videos, or all my Ancient Magus Bride videos at least, and it's always very, very much appreciated. So thank you for coming through as always. But yeah, this episode was intense. I need some level ground to stand on, so please comment down below, give me your thoughts, give me your manga insights. I really appreciate it. Also hit the like button if you enjoyed anything that I had to talk about today, and please be sure to subscribe for more the Ancient Magus Bride content, Darling in the Franxx content, and some random gaming videos throughout the week. I'm planning on getting up more videos. Things are starting to settle down, the family's starting to settle down, and things aren't as hectic as they were last week, so I plan on getting some more stuff up soon. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. I apologize, things have been kind of stale on this channel for a little while, but this series is really, really pumping things up. Next week we're going back to our usual schedule, as I mentioned earlier. We'll be able to get this up a lot earlier and hopefully actually talk about something that's more relevant. So yeah, and thank you to everyone that has subscribed throughout the week and have watched my previous review and have waited for this one. It means a lot to me. It really, really does that you guys are willing to wait and are excited to talk about it with me. Just thank you. If you were right here, I would give you a hug. I really would. Or I would let you hug this thing. Anyway, I'm going to end this video. I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching as always. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.